Hi everyone, it's Lewis Smith here of MMA UK. Just want to say a big thank you for tuning into this latest interview. I'll be speaking to Tyron the Chosen One Woodley as he talks about his fight with Jake Paul and his latest film, Embattled. Enjoy.
You're no stranger to being in movies at this point, Taryn. You've been in a couple now. Could you just talk a little bit about the latest one, Embattled? Obviously, you've got a part in that, and it's out now for people to watch.
What I love about Embattled is you have so many fight movies, and you're gonna see a lot more MMA movies and boxing movies. So you have to separate yourself, and I think the storyline is what separates. You got to have some love scene, you got to have some struggle, and you got to have a climax where it shifts and it can go one way, and you don't know which way it's gonna go. And I feel like Embattled embodied all of that. To be in a position where like parts made you sad, parts made you excited, parts made you like, oh my God. And it was a lot of times where, you felt like you was just watching a fight and you was watching something that was really taking place. And if I'm in the movie and I felt that way, I feel pretty confident that it should get a good response from people.
Yeah. What you mentioned there. What are your favorite fight films of all time? I like this film. I've got to be honest. I saw Embattled a couple of days ago. I really liked it, but I think it's up there with my favorites. Like I really liked. Do you ever see Never Back Down? That was one I used to really like back in the day.
I would say Creed 2 is my favorite.
Yeah. There's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones. And what did you think of the film when you saw it? The first response from you?
I was impressed because I did my portion of the movie, but the build up, the backstory, all the things before, like unless you're in the scenes, all those scenes, you really don't see it. They're not like, hey, I know you're in this scene and you work in this part, but come sit down. Let me show you. I'm working on all these different scenes and these different setups. You don't get that luxury. So when it comes out, you're really seeing it for the first time as well. So I try to watch it, not so looking at it from an actor standpoint. Just look at it from if I'm in a movie theater, what do I feel about this movie?
Yeah. Fair play, Tyler. That's one of the best backgrounds I've seen for a long time in an interview. So I'll give respect for that. Where are you at right now?
I'm on top of the world, but I'm really in Miami and it's pouring down raining like you can't imagine. So
yeah,
it's hilarious what you're saying and what I'm saying. It's two different things.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Wales right now, and it rains here quite heavily, quite often. So we're probably in the boat right now. But I mean, a question I want to ask you, Tyron. This is movie related, but it was a film. A question I asked your good friend Kenny Florian last week. MMA fighters now, they start to transfer over into the films. You've got GSP going in Marvel, Ronda Rousey, yourself, Ken Flo. Who is the number one MMA star turned actor in the world right now? Bisping, another one. I've seen Michael Bisping pop up in 2 films.
It's me. That's easy. I'm the one that's challenging myself to do things that are non-MMA, non-fight, non-tough guy, and really taking it, the acting coaching, mindset, and perspective. And I'm a real artist overall, not just fighting, not just mixed martial arts, not just music. Anything that's art that you have to think, production and just creating a bigger picture. I feel it's me. And when you think about everything with that same type of lens, I feel like I bring that energy to the set.
Yeah. What gives you that confidence, Tyron? I know, like, something I want to ask you later on kind of in the interview was, obviously you've got a big fight coming up with Jake Paul, and people talk about like the Paul brothers, the way they kind of transfer over to different type of arts. But yourself, you fought, you've obviously acted, you've been on TMZ, rapping. What gives you the confidence to kind of transfer from all these different disciplines?
My motivation used to be to prove people wrong. Everybody always trying to tell you what you can and can't do. They try to limit you. And that was my drive to prove people wrong. But now it's just to prove the people that believe me right. Prove that anything is possible. And also to challenge myself. Everything I'm doing is very hard. It's very difficult. If I mess up on a movie and there's so many great actors around me, I don't ever want to be the weakest link. So maybe the fear of failure and also just knowing that we're capable of doing so much and we're capable of really doing way beyond what our mind and our bodies can think. MMA showed me that. Like, that last night I was training with Floyd Mayweather. I was tired as hell from the workout before. But something in me said, no, I'm not going to look silly and I'm not going to waste this opportunity. I want to get the most out of it. And I think that you can take that mindset into everything.
Yeah. I'm Floyd, another guy who's crossed over into many, many different kind of forms of entertainment. What's it been like training with him?
I just started, so I'm blessed and I'm thankful that I've been given the opportunity, and I'm just gonna take, even just from the first day. I really got a lot of things out of the training session, just a lot of little small, just little small knickknacks that I know I'll be able to use. So to have somebody of that level really take the time out on the schedule to come and dedicate some time to show me and fix up some small things with my technique and my boxing and give me some game plan perspective. I'm just thankful and blessed.
Yeah, no, fair play. I mean, obviously, it's the one of the most talked about fights in the world right now is yourself in a boxing match with YouTuber Jake Paul. First of all, how did this come about, and what's your thoughts leading into this one? I mean, like I said, a lot of people are excited to see you box and to see you get in there against Jake.
I was in a situation where I was already planning on being a really true and authentic free agent. I was already planning in victory or defeat against Luque. I was already planning. I wanted to go out there and fight hard and win and raise my stock back up to where it deserved to be. But I had already planned on fighting when I wanted to fight, against who I wanted to fight, for the amount that I was worth, deserving to make. And I was already in position. And this came about because I was cornering my teammate Ben Askren. And the build up to the fight, Jake and his little goons prank calling me. They leaked my phone number on accident, which was annoying. I was in training camp. And then when I went to go check the gloves for Askren to make sure that Jake didn't do no bullshit, literally they try to get some clout in the back, and I was like, I don't play those games, dude. I really do this. I was doing this before I was fighting in the ring. You can do a lot of this little back and forth stuff with other people, but I really don't play those games. And I think people really felt like I'm an OG. Don't disrespect me. You know what I mean? And a lot of people was upset with it. So that made people want to see me fight him. He knocked out Ben, which is my dog. The chance to go out there and, get one back for the homie has always been there as well. And now it's the biggest fight of the year. It's the most talked about fight. I forgot Conor McGregor was even fighting. No exaggeration. You know what I mean? Nobody's talking about more. Nobody's talking about a fight more than this one. This will be the highest and the biggest pay-per-view of the entire year.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype behind it at the minute, and I mean, in terms of Jake himself, you've obviously met him now at the press events. You've been face to face with him.
I knew him before. I've been face to face with him before. He was a fan of mine, so he can play like he won. But I got the videos to show it.
Is this how do you feel about him personally? I mean, obviously he's drawn a lot of attention to boxing and to MMA as well, with sort of turning up to different UFC events. I mean, is it something you're not bothered about, or does the trash talking and the stuff he says get you, given that he's only been in the sport for a couple of minutes?
I'm from St. Louis, which is St. Louis in Missouri is called the Show Me State. So my mom told me a long time ago, mouth can say anything. He can say whatever he wants. But when they put us in that ring and I step my foot in there and I go underneath that rope, now you in there with me. And we're going to see. So I don't care what he's saying. I'm going to train my ass off. I'm going to be ready to run through him for 8 rounds. I'm going for nothing less than a knockout. And with that said, he can tell me he green, purple, and 7'2". That's as ridiculous as the other stuff. Him knocking me out and all this other stuff. That's what it sounds like when he says it.
Yeah. And I mean, I spoke to Kenny about this last week. I got to give a little prediction, and Kenny's fully behind you, but he does feel like Jake is dangerous. He thinks he's a big puncher and a big guy. Is that something you would agree with? And I mean, is there any sort of concerns or tactics you're taking into this fight with you? It's your first boxing match as well on this stage.
I mean, concerns, not really. Am I gonna just act like he can't punch? No, am I gonna let him rope me in like he's trying to do you guys and be some YouTuber, Disney guy? Like the TikTok YouTuber situation, yeah. Even McBroom been boxing before this. You can tell he can kind of box.
Yeah.
So just because someone got your attention and they got celebrity or fame or they got more exposure in one category doesn't mean that they aren't versed in another. That's just what you know them for. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of rappers that are great basketball players. You guys know them for rapping. I know a lot of actors that are great dancers. You guys know them for acting. Shamik Moore, one of my good friends, he was a b-boy dancer. He's a phenomenal dancer. He was a fine arts student before he started doing television. Television is what took him off. But now he's doing R&B and stuff like that. So for Jake, I know Jake has been a fan of me, fan of Floyd, fan of all these boxers. And, you know, he was in a position where, you know, he did something great enough in film or got enough people attention to YouTube that he started making a living for himself. So now he can train and he can have coaches and he can box and he liked it and he put his heart into it. So now he want to see if he really got what it takes. But unfortunately, he signed a dotted line against me. And I was surprised he did it. You know, I didn't think he would ever do it, but now he's done it. So now it's war.
Yeah.
When you sign the line, it's war to me.
Yeah. Do you have a prediction for the fight at all?
I'm knocking him out. Not because that's what it sounds like. It's because that's what I feel in my heart. I feel in my heart I'm going to knock him out. He's going to be dangling in between the ropes, and I'm not going to celebrate. I'm going to walk away because why am I going to celebrate for? I'm supposed to knock you out.
Yeah. And, I mean, Tyron, you know, you're a decorated UFC champion at this point. You know, you won the belt, defended it multiple times. You're no longer with the UFC. Obviously, now you've got boxing, you've got acting. Do you see yourself ever having any more MMA matches in the future, or is it going to be like this and other different things?
Free agency just means that I can. If the UFC wants me to fight somebody and they make it worth my while, yeah, I'll fight the UFC again. If another organization want to make it worth my while, it's a big fight. If it's, you know, even if it's a different country, yeah, I'm down to do it. So for me, I just want to. I think to be the best in the world. There's no way I can be saying I'm the best in the world, and I see a guy like Douglas Lima or Gegard Mousasi or somebody in another organization, and I can't compete against them because my contract only lets me fight in this division. I should be able to test and see. No, I want to say I'm the best fighter overall. So now I should be able to box and I can fucking bare knuckle. I can fucking kickbox, kumite. Bring back, you know what I mean? I can do whatever I want to now, and if it is refreshing, I feel free, I feel liberated. And this is going to be one of many. Like I don't have a deal with Showtime. After this fight, they're going to offer me a deal, and if they make it worth my while, and they, you know, throw my comments to the left and my O's to the right, you know, we may have something going on, but it would have to be something, you know, astronomical to really pin me down. I've been pinned down my entire career to whether it's Strikeforce or the UFC, and now it's a chance to go out there and see what I can do. You know what I mean? I'm basically 40 years old. I'm still in great shape, but this is when it's supposed to be fun for me.
Yeah, no, definitely. Was it a good partner between you and the UFC? Oh, good.
Yeah, we were cool. You know, I didn't have any issues with the UFC. They didn't have to give me my last fight. You know what I mean? We could have parted ways after the Kobe Covington fight, but I knew I had more fight in me. I knew those fights I wasn't really there. I had a lot of personal stuff going on. The politics was getting to me, and I really didn't love it anymore. It took it away from me. All the shit that went around it just made it not very appetizing for me to do, and I just really, my heart was in it. I trained my ass off. I was prepared. I did everything right. Going back, I can really say I had the right people, the right coaches, and the right situations for every fight. I did all the right things. Some things just didn't happen where I didn't click. And then my last fight, we saw, he back. He still even though I didn't lose, I didn't win. It was the first time in my life I got caught. I literally got caught by a punch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But before then, we saw that, that's the Tyron we know. He back. And I think that's what let people know that I'm still there. Forget the wins, losses. We're going to have those in life. But to know that I still got it, I'm still there, makes it even more entertaining for this boxing match.
Yeah, definitely. And I think, you know, you're doing a lot of different things, like you said. You know, you got the Embattled movie coming out. You've got this boxing match to look forward to. I think it's safe to say we've got an invigorated and a hungry Tyron Woodley again, even at almost 40 years
Oh
of age?
yeah, I got a lot going on. Like I got a TV show that I'll be executive producing and part writer to in the lead of. I got music. I got a lot of great music I'm about to drop. With a lot of great producers, artists. You know what I mean? And my sound is changing. I feel like I'm really coming into my own. Obviously, the Embattled movie's coming out. I got another film that I did that's coming out as well. And you know, the boxing thing is pretty dope. And right now, it's like, hey, I got a new beginning. I feel like a fresh slate. So I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna take full advantage. Things that I could have done differently on a business standpoint, I'm gonna do differently. Things I could have done differently on a training standpoint, and just mindset and what I allow to have my headspace and all those things. I'm gonna really take this opportunity. Very few times will people get a second chance to do something great, and I've gotten one, and I'm gonna take advantage of it.
Yeah, no, fair play. We can't wait to see what you got coming up, Tyron. And just lastly, before I let you go, I know we've only got a couple of minutes left before we have to let you go on to the next one, but you mentioned earlier another big fight coming up, Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier. I know you know both guys. How do you see that fight going?
I don't know. Nobody's really even talking about it.
All
You know what I mean?
about
Everybody's talking about my fight. So I haven't even had a chance to really think about it. I've been just getting my body so ready for my fight. I haven't really had a chance to think about it. I like Dustin Poirier. I'm always rooting for him. He's an American top 10 fighter. I like his spirit. I like his humility. I like his fight style. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm pulling for Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, Tyron, I want to wish you all the best for MMA UK in your fight with Jake Paul. Can't wait to see you go out there and do your thing. Also, can't stress enough how much we want people to go and watch this movie because it really is a fun film. And yeah, thank you very much, mate. And we'll talk to you again soon. Okay.
All right, sound good.
Thank you, Tyron. I appreciate the time, buddy.